that a sigh? Is that
It's been a 24-hour period. I'll tell you that.
it has
That's all I
been a
know.
24-hour day.
As it is. Usually you have a 24-hour period. I had a 24-hour period.
I saw a funny little well, first I got my longevity mix in, my blueprint.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. You were telling me. Okay. So the facial.
The supplement is like one of those little scoops. It's awesome. It's got creatine, glucose. It's got everything in it.
One scoop.
Yeah, and it's like this big.
Oh, dude, that is a dream.
Yeah, and so I did take. So now I have that one. I have the longevity mix, and they recommend 2 side ones. One for brain function, one for whatever. Which basically is like our alpha pills.
Yeah, they Alpha Brain. Okay.
So basically, those 3 things, pill. One of them is 1 a day. One of them is 2 a day, and then the little thing. Done.
You don't do any extra creatine, any extra anything anymore.
No,
that's it.
Well, this is day 1.
How many grams of creatine? You know?
I think it's got 2.5.
That's not a lot.
Well, the recommended, the highest recommended is 5.
I do 5. Okay, so that's what I do. But I guess so that's 2.5. I guess if you're supplementing other things to isolate. Yeah.
Because of this guy, I mean, if you've looked him up, he's a weirdo, but he's a science weirdo.
Wait, are you talking about that one guy?
Brian Johnson. He's got a blood.
Yeah,
voice.
Brian. Have you ever watched his like documentaries or videos and stuff? I'm sure you have. Yeah. Okay.
He's like a legit vampire.
Dude, he sits there. So he goes out there and he does some weird things, man.
He has a blood boy.
Yeah, okay. I believe that.
Like a guy that gets his blood every week.
Because his own kid was like helping do that for him.
It's creepy.
But he's got another guy?
I guess. I don't know. Listen. But what I like about what they've done is they've just refined everything to the minimal amount. Well, the minimal and maximum amount of these things that they could find is useful in your body.
I think that's good. I don't like scooping for days. I like the one scoop. And I like the one because when I have 19 little supplements that everybody and their mom's telling me to take, including like the guy, like everything, I'm like, dude, I'm done. I like throw it all away and I don't even use it. So.
Well, right now I was on a thing where I have like 9 different pills, and then my collagen, and then my creatine. This takes all of that and reduces it to 3 pills, 1 scoop.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Woo. That's a win.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Anyway, I think that's good.
I'm going to see if the blueprint makes me better or worse with profanity. And here's how we know. I read an article from Jerome Powell.
and nothing?
He was talking about the housing market.
Hey, in your head, did you cuss though?
No.
Really?
Because Jerome Powell kind of was bending the knee. He said, one of his statements was almost word for word. He said, our interest rate tools, by the way, there's only one tool, but whatever. Our interest rate tools can't adjust a problem of low supply in the housing market. He basically said we don't have any power over that. Now, he should have said we don't ever have any power over anything.
That's true. That's no, but what he said was true.
Yeah.
Because that statement was true, but he could have went further to expound on his lack of power. Now, but that's true.
I saw an interesting statistic. 20% of current 20%. I think it's 20% of current. No. Yeah. 20% of current homeowners have interest rates less than 4%. 80% of homeowners currently are between 4 and 6.
Wait, that's 100%. So nobody's above 6?
Well, it's a little amount, but like I think what they mean is above 4. Like that's the divide. 20% below 4, 80% above 4. They said the 4 to 6 range, but I'm at 7.5, so I know I'm in the other range.
yeah, you win. You won. Higher's better, right?
Maybe I
I can't
did.
remember how. Every game's different. Is a lower score better? Is a higher score better? Nobody knows, right?
Yeah, no,
Every
we
game's
know.
different.
We know.
We know in this one, higher's not better.
Ours not better.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's funny.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, I thought that was interesting. So you have a problem right now where because the cost to build has gone up, builders,
Yeah.
because I know this from talking to two different builders, they're two people that I've known that my whole like knowing them life, they've been builders, are not building right now. And you
Well,
say,
it's-
oh, that's just
yeah.
the small homes. No, these guys build like the 7, 8, 10 million and above. They ain't building because they're like, it's too expensive to build and we can't get enough out of it. And houses don't move quick enough because rates are again, mortgage rates are not set by the Fed. They are indirectly kind of related to activity on the yield curve, obviously, but the bond market sets the yield curve. The treasury market is the, I guess the way to explain it is banks look at the bond market to set home loan rates, right? Because they're always going to put their little juice in there, and you're always going to. So even if rates are zero, you're not getting a house for zero.
Well, yeah.
They ain't giving
Definitely.
houses away, as it turns out.
As it turns out.
So some people are like, well, when the Fed cuts rates, lending rates will come down. No, that's just a separate market. They'll come down or go up depending on supply and demand and banks' willingness to lend. The lower rates go doesn't necessarily mean that penny for penny or point for point that that mortgage lending rates are going to come down. They don't, because banks need to make money. They're not going to service all this debt for free and just make no money. So they put their little juice on top of it. So the Fed could cut to zero. You're not going to see zero for a house. Ain't going to do it. And then what happens is it gets even more sketchy, because banks, when they can't make good money on the debt service, they just quit lending altogether. And they'll look at a market and go, nah, if we lend into this market, the money's not coming back. There's a reason when you're in a low interest rate environment, it's because the market's bad. Low interest rate environments is not a good thing. It is a bad thing. You look at any time the American economy was expanding, or even globally, interest rates are going up, but you don't care because everybody's making money and businesses are expanding. People are getting rich and there's a lot of entrepreneurship. When rates are down, it's an admission that the whole world is failing when it comes to finance, when it comes to economy. So low rates, a low rate environment is a symptom of a bad environment. Banks look at that and they go, well, if the Fed, if the dumbest people in the room cutting rates, why would we lend into this crap? And the answer is they won't. So they stop lending, they step away. And remember, banks, regular banks, are the real central banks. When they stop lending, it's over with. The gears of the economy come grinding to a halt. Anyway, Gentleman Jerome, and I didn't cuss.
I think this stuff's working for you, man.
Blueprint.
Dang.
Okay, let me see. Let's see. Oh, strategy early last year. LIFO. Do you recall? No, but I have a tax guy. Should I put his information? He's good. He's a crypto. He's my crypto. He's the dude who did my stuff. My crypto tax dude.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
You want to disseminate that information?
I'm going to put it up because he's a buddy of mine, and you can hit him up and just see if he can help you. If you owe $3,000 in taxes, don't call him. Don't waste his time. But if you think you might owe like more, I would say if you think you owe $20,000 or more.
So if you made how 20,000, so if you made like
depends on your
100
tax bracket, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm gonna put his information up because he's badass. He saved me many monies.
Good.
Monies.
Good.
Let's see. I should put it in the chat because then they can just copy it, right?
Copy paste. Yeah. Copy paste it.
Scott Martin. Oh, I wrote Skiz Martub. I think my fingers were off by one.
I do that.
Crypto tax guy. And I don't get a kickback or anything like that. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear your conspiracy theories. But he saved me a Ferrari.
He didn't save you dollars. In terms of Ferraris, how many Ferraris you saved this year on taxes? 7 Ferrari.
7 Ferraris. So yeah, I think you guys can just copy and paste in the chat. But anyway, make sure I got his number right. Yeah. Anyway, shoot him a text and say, hey, I heard you were Nick's crypto tax guy. And I want to see if you can help me out. And he'll tell you what, and he also works with, you just download your CSV from Live Coin Watch. If you use Live Coin Watch, he just takes the CSV file and then his software does then he presents the document that you hand to if you do your taxes, you would have it. If you have an accountant or a tax person or a CPA, then you would just hand this to them and then they file it. Oh yeah.
Bang Buster. I did have, just before we go into the deep stuff, I did have a quick so many people keep asking about this, so we're going to share it, but it's the how to swap into Hype. So Hyperliquid, like the coin.
Yeah.
I think we've done this before on the show just because it is a little bit different. But usually you used the bridge, Nick, on this swap, or do you use something else?
Yep.
Okay, that seems like the easiest. So I'm just going to show that method. So let's just say you want to swap, you have your Ethereums, but you want to buy Hype. There's a bunch of different ways to buy Hype, but this seems to be the easiest. So you put in the top box, obviously you want to put the network that you're on. So you're on the Ethereum network. If you're on Solana, you can do that too. Either one's the same, the way DeBridge works, and then you connect that wallet. So we're going to select Ethereum, and let's just say you have USDC. So you would select USDC. So let's just say you want to buy $100 worth of Hype. It says I don't have enough, which I don't, but that doesn't matter. I can still show you. So let's say you want to buy $100 worth of Hype. So then you pop over to, you pay with USDC, and then you connect your MetaMask wallet. There's going to be a big connect wallet button. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go down to Hyperliquid. Okay. See how that only gives USDC? That's because it's the Hyperliquid platform. What you want is Hyper EVM, because that is your Ethereum virtual machine wallet. And that's going to put the Hype in your MetaMask wallet. So what you're going to do is you're going to swipe into Hype. So what $100 is going to give me 3.68 Hype, which you think about that in your head, that makes sense. You're going to lose about 2% on the slippage. Okay, so once you do that, if you had enough USDC in there, it would let you give permission. So you would give permission on the trade, and then you would do the swap. You're done. It's in your wallet. But a lot of you, when you open up your MetaMask wallet, won't have the Hype in there because you haven't added the chain for Hyperliquid. So look under popular networks and stuff. You see I have the Hyperliquid EVM added. Some of you will not have that. So you'll need to add that custom. So you'll have to go into add custom network. And then it says network name, default RPC. So the way that you get that information is, here it is. I'm going to put it on the screen for you. But that's all the EVM. That's all the stuff that you need to do to add the Hyper EVM. And it'll actually give like an error saying this isn't, because this is a test network. I don't know why they haven't fixed that, but add that anyway. And if you need to just copy and paste, just search in add Hyperliquid to MetaMask. And then it'll pull up, this is like the first thing. It's step number 2, and you can copy all the stuff in here and you'll get that added to your MetaMask wallet. Because I've already added it, I can't add it again. I could delete it and then re-add it, but I'm not going to do that. So that's how you add that. You go to custom and then add custom network, and then type all of this stuff in. So network name, you would type in hyper EVM, RPC URL, and that's just for the Explorer. So you type that in, chain ID 999, symbol HYPE, and then, oh, this is the Block Explorer. If you want to do the Block Explorer, you can do that. And then you can easily link over to the Block Explorer. But it's really that simple. Like, and if you wanted to do, even if you wanted to go from, let's just say you want to go from Ethereum, if you have just ETH, you could just go from ETH. You just do 1 ETH into Hype, and then it would swap over 1 ETH. And you have to make sure that you have Ethereum in your wallet, obviously, for the gas and all that stuff. But the same thing, if you wanted to do Solana, you would just select Solana and then click your Phantom wallet. But if you do from Solana, like for example, if you go from Solana, USDC, what you're going to have to do is you'll have to connect your Phantom wallet, but you'll have to enter in your Hype EVM address, which the Hype EVM address is the same as your Ethereum address. So when you go up here, you click on your wallet, you go here. I mean, I could just click the Ethereum one, but you could also go view all just to make sure, double sure, but click the Hyperliquid EVM address once you've added the Hyperliquid EVM chain. But you can see it's the same, 23BF8, 23BF8. Like it's the same as your Ethereum address because it all goes to your MetaMask wallet. So super easy. So I'll put that in there. So if you're going from Solana to Hype, it's not EVM. So Solana, not Ethereum virtual machine. Ethereum, Hyperliquid, both EVM. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Oh man, I was just gonna look. I was looking on the earn thing for on Power Piggy. Well, on BitTrue they used to call it Power Piggy. They lowered the returns on Aster from 5% down to 3%.
Ugh, that's almost not even worth keeping over there.
No, it's not.
I guess where are you going to put it though? You know?
Yeah. Hype is paying 3%.
I don't get out there for
Aster doesn't
3%,
really
bro.
earn any. It doesn't earn anything anywhere else.
That's true. That's what I mean. But yeah, that's true. Aster needs to make a little pop here soon. It's getting really silly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
everything
well,
else is
it
down
pops.
today, so.
Because I took my 80% or my 90% loss on Jupiter, and then got an additional 60% loss on Aster. So that didn't work out the way I would have hoped.
Crypto's winning. Yeah.
But
Dude,
basically, it just means
pisses-
that my Jupiter position was almost 100% loss.
That's insane. It pisses me off that Jupiter hasn't released the ASR rewards yet because they should. And it's just so infantilely childish. They're waiting to do it in February, probably.
Well, they
Like,
know that they're managing a token that's going to end up, sub 10 cents. I mean, the long end of it is for most of these tokens, there's no reason most of them should have any value at all. I mean,
yeah,
really. Let me do something real quick. Let's go over here. And let's just go over here. And let's just go down the list. Should Bitcoin have a value? Yes, because people use it as a kind of money and it's a store of value. Okay, fine. Ethereum. It right now is the OS for dApps, for pretty much the entire crypto ecosystem. So yes. XRP.
what
is
the?
Why is there even a price? Like honestly, and I know, forget the cult. If you take away the cult and the religion, why is there an actual price for XRP? Their whole argument is we move money real fast and real cheap, right? Well, if that's the case, why do I need to hold XRP? And the XRP ledger doesn't need XRP to function. So why would I hold XRP? It doesn't do anything. It does nothing. Cardano. You can make an argument if you were a Cardano person. Hey, for our ecosystem, this is the native asset. Okay, cool. But what does it do? Well, you could make an argument. their argument. It's a replacement. It's the new Ethereum. Okay, I'll give you that. Not that it is, but I'll give you your argument. We're going to win. Okay, cool. Well, you're 40 cents. So we'll see what happens. But what is Cardano actually doing right now? Other than being traded, what is Cardano actually doing? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. And it's likely that their heyday in September of 2021 was it. I could say with a high degree of confidence, not certainty, because certainty is 100%. You can't have a high degree of certainty would be absolute. With a high degree of confidence, ain't no universe where Cardano gets back to $3. Brandon, do you think Cardano $3 ever?
No. I would be tough. It would be tough.
In a
Tough.
multiverse where Charles Hoskinson is president, Cardano's not $3. Just isn't. Monero, privacy coin, people that own it don't mind the fact that they've had 51% attacks most of the year. It's a very, I don't want to say a dummy coin, because privacy coins, like, I get it, but I think people that are like, I must have my privacy coins, are stupid, because when you transitioned on Coinbase into your privacy coin, do you think no one saw that? You think you slipped one in? So you're on a list somewhere of a dude that got a bunch of privacy coins. Why? To go buy crap you probably shouldn't be buying on the internet. If we're being honest. Or pay for like escorts and stuff. I don't know who takes Monero, but I'm guessing it's sketchy people. And I'm guessing the regulators think the same thing. So why on earth would you, there was somebody who was like, Brandon, Wayne wanted to get paid in Monero.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And I said,
That's
why?
interesting.
Oh, well, because, it's a privacy coin. Okay, but where? At his Coinbase wallet? Like, pay his Coinbase Monero address? Get out of town. Bunch of clowns. Don't even know what they own. Anyway, it's kind of a dummy play at this point, because the risks don't equal the rewards. If you really want to get into a privacy coin, you need to take your coins, whatever your original coin is, and you need to go into a mixer, and you need to spit out privacy coins to a new wallet that's never been touched, that you opened with the VPN, bouncing around the world 17 times. And if you ever spend any of that Monero on anything that comes back to you, it's burnt. The whole point of the privacy is over with. It only works one time. You take the Monero from a mixer, which you shouldn't be using, because guess what? You think they're not recording people's addresses that are going to mixers? If you go to Coinbase and grab some Ethereum and go push it to a mixer, you don't think you're on a list, dummy? People are so stupid. Remember when we caught Mario? They thought they were being all clever because they started like an AGIX wallet, like a super secret one, but they started it from one of their other wallets.
Yeah,
like,
it always says funded by,
Yeah,
that's the easiest way
idiots.
to tell you.
They're like, we don't know whose wallet it is. We do. It's yours, stupid. You put your signature on it, Mario, you jackwagon. Anyway.
Funded by, yeah.
So stupid. So stupid.
He
Anyway,
cracketh me up.
Brandon, is there any reason you would hold privacy tokens?
No, I mean, I don't see, like, it's actually, look at, you don't have Zcash on there, dude. I think they get these little pumps when they have like a bunch of influencers talking about them.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, would you just buy a bunch of privacy tokens or Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin safer play, because it's sanctioned.
Can you explain what a mixer is?
Yeah, I mean, what it does is, let's just say you have one Ethereum or whatever. So you throw one Ethereum in this mixer, and what that will do is it'll take the Ethereum, you'll send it to the mixer, And then usually if you send 1 ETH in, you'll get 1 ETH out on another wallet or another chain or something like that. But what a mixer will do is it'll take your 1 ETH, it'll split it up into, let's say, 10.1 ETH chunks, and it'll mix it together with another person who sent their 1 ETH in and their 10.1 ETH chunks. It'll mix them together, and then it'll do that like a bunch of times. And then it'll end up spitting out to 10 different wallets that you potentially own that aren't related anymore. So it mixes everything up so it doesn't know which ETH came in and which ETH went out. Really hard to track. Really hard to track. So whenever scammers get something, they've used these mixers because then you can't really trace it. Like, it's really hard to trace.
But you can see the wallets that are going into mixers. And what these idiots do these days, which is so stupid, they'll go buy some tokens at Coinbase and then go push them into a mixer. Like, no, dummy, because they saw you put 180K in a mixer. They're not going to, it's not like the IRS is like, oh, where'd the money go?
You lost it. You're going to get that 180K.
Yeah, dummy. The way to do it is not that you should, but if you were, you would, again, use your VPN, cleverly set up a wallet that's never been used, and don't fund it. Don't fund it, because that's where you screw up. And you wait for your illicit source of privacy token to be sent to that address. And then you don't touch it, because you only get one at bat. The minute you touch it, you taint it. The minute you
but what's
fund
the
it,
point
you
of
taint
all of it? Like, what are you trying to hide? You don't need to hide anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, people that are doing sketchy stuff.
Yeah, it's like none of us. Yeah.
Like, what if I want to get into running them hoes? What if I want to run them hoes, Brandon? Maybe I wants to be a pimp.
Sort of mix a lot.
If I start running them hoes, I'm gonna make people pay me Monero. And guess what? You think someone that wants some of my hoes even knows what Monero is? No. You think they even know what crypto is?
No.
I'll be like, buddy, do you want some of these hoes? They're like, I have $100 bills. I'm like, oh, okay. Ain't no reason for privacy tokens with my hoes. Anyway, just saying. I haven't cussed yet. All I'm talking about is running hoes. That's all. Don't hate.
I'm gonna run them hoes. There we go.
There's a lot of money in, you go out to the host club over here on Ventura. You see some girls that made some bad choices. I think they're girls. Yeah. Choices, right? Choices and consequences.
Choices.
Shouldn't be used for tax evasion, but if you're a whale with a known tracked address helps obscure your dumps on the exit. Not really, Drooks, not really. It doesn't, because people still know, like they still know the sources of heavy, like whales, ancient whales aren't dumping Monero to get out of Bitcoin to obscure the transaction from the market. A transaction out of Bitcoin into anything else still signals whale alerts. So even if you just move from one of your wallets to one of your other wallets, 10,000 Bitcoin, whale alert's going to go pop up. All that stuff's tracked. It's going to go out on Twitter. Well, X. It's going to go out on X instantly. So it isn't even a sale. The movement of tokens is tracked all the time, everywhere. And so it's just nothing you're doing is obscure. I really think the only way it works is if it's a one-time thing. You pull your heist, you give the money, you give the goods to your fence. He puts Monero in a wallet that you set up, but that you never funded. And now you have that. Now when you go to your non-extradition country and you're going to use it that one time, you go back from that one super secret wallet, because obviously you're worried about it being tracked from the other dude. And you push it back through a mixer and you spit it out into 150 small wallets so that you can minimize your losses. If the heat comes after you, trying to take your ill-gotten gains. Doesn't that seem like a lot of effort?
I don't even know, man. Tons of effort.
Gosh. Yeah. Yes, Chad. That is money laundering. Privacy tokens are money laundering. And the whole thing is money got made illegal in the 80s when the conspiracy laws popped up. I've always thought this was stupid. Money, how can money be a criminal? Money, currency, to be more accurate, currency is not a criminal. People are criminals. It should be like, you got to catch me doing my crime. You can't catch my money. We got your money, Brandon. Your money's in jail. What do you mean my money's in jail? Dirty criminal money. There shouldn't be dirty money. There's just money. Catch me doing a crime. That's one thing. But my money didn't do a crime. But
just we could say just like guns, right?
Yeah. I mean, guns don't kill people. I kill people. Yep. On my video game. All right. Let's get to markets anyway. Do we want to get behind the wall and then
let's get behind the wall. We got a lot of stuff because there's a ton that happened over
yesterday. Just real quick, if we were to go through the rest of the list of these tokens, there's like one token where really it's like Filecoin. I know this sounds like a broken record, but Filecoin's about the only coin I can think of where there's a justification for owning it. It's a file sharing protocol based on IPFS. So I don't know that anybody else thinks there's value there, but I think there's value there. It's been a frustration, but anyway, it is what it is. Otherwise, I don't know that there's any token that needs to exist. Not layer twos. You could argue a layer one is they're fighting like Sui is saying our layer one's better. Okay, that's your argument. There's some value there, but layer twos, zero. Oracle networks, zero. Any asset laid on top of a layer one, zero. What's the value? Well, so that we can enrich the developers. Oh, cool. And you also get to keep your equity. Wow. It's awesome that works out so well for you guys and no one else. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just saying, bros.
Broskies.
Man, Bitcoin's taking that D punch. Although
always does.
But it's not as bad as Ethereum.
What is Ethereum? Oh yeah, Ethereum's down worse. Always.
Yeah, 3. But Ethereum had a better week last week.
So it makes sense. Makes sense, because why would it hold any gains?
Lafayette made 75 cents on HMS. Somebody's going on vacay. Woo woo. All right.
Attaboy.
Yep.
See ya.
Let's get behind this old wall, Rutcher. What we gonna do?
Let's do it.
Do it. We're gonna do it. What we're about to do. We're about to done do it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.
Ooh, was about to try to get that free win in. He's about to try to work double time.